Hello again, and today I am going to read you guys Barbie Fairytopia and the Magic of the Rainbow, based on the movie. So, as I said before on the first video, sit back and relax and listen. The brave fairy Elena was a hero. She had defeated the evil fairy Laverna by turning her into a toad. And she had saved Fairytopia. So what it means is that if you watch Barbie in Mermaidia, and she saved Laverna from destroying Mermaidia. And I don't want to take any spoilers, but Mom, if you're watching, you know what I'm talking about. And she had saved Fairytopia. Soon the guardian fairy Azura called upon Elena for help again. I'd like you to be my apprentice at the Crystal Palace and learn the flight of spring, Azura said. I have never seen this movie. I have seen the movie before, but in a long time. I'd be honored, replied Elena. She couldn't believe it. She was going to perform a magical dance that would prevent 10 long years of icy winter. Little did the fairies know that Toad was eavesdropping. It was Laverna, and she wanted revenge on Fairytopia. So with the help of her fungus henchman, Max, Laverna came up with a wicked plan to ruin the flight of spring. On the first day of fairy school, Elena and her puffball Bibble flew to the Crystal Palace. There they met many other fairies, other fairy princesses, like Sunburst, who wasn't very nice. Just because you saved Fairytopia, you think you're so special, the orange sparkle fairy sneered. But you're not. Luckily, Elena also met Glee, a kind flower fairy who had an adorable puffball named Dizzle. They soon became good friends. As school began, all the apprentices learned about a beautiful flower called the first blush. To make the first blush bloom, began Azura, we must perform the flight of spring by excelling in magic, glance, and luminescence. In magic class, the apprentices learned that their inner strength allowed them to use magic. In Flance class, Elena learned how to dance and fly gracefully among beautiful sparks of light. In luminescence class, Azura showed the apprentices the power of their energy through magical light. The guardian fairy summoned a ball of light and asked Elena and Sunburst to change its color. Elena turned the ball blue, but accidentally turned Sunburst blue too. Angered, Sunburst turned Elena orange. Then Elena turned Sunburst plaid. Enough! Cried Azura. Apprentices are not to use magic on one another. Then she enchanted her undoing spell. And Azura Revolutionaria Exterminaria Nephilis Null. In a flash, Elena and Sunburst were restored to their former selves. Sorry if that sounded weird. After their classes, Elena and a handsome apprentice named Lyndon, a.k.a. Ken, took a walk in the woods. Ribbit! Elena and Lyndon looked down and saw a limping toad. Lyndon knew many animal languages and spoke to it. The toad's been cursed by Ixao's fairy witch. Their curse can only be broken by an undoing spell, he translated. Remembering Azura's undoing spell, Elena recreated an Azura Revolutionaria Ignitionaria Nephilis No. Suddenly, a burst of light surrounded the toad, and it turned into Laverna. Thank you for breaking the spell, the evil fairy said, laughing as she flew away. Now Fairytopia is doomed. Alina and Linden rushed back to the Crystal Palace to warn Azor, but it was too late. Laverna had used toad venom to put Azor and the other guardians into a deep sleep. How could be the flight of spring heaven without the guardians? The ruler of Fairytopia, the enchantress, appeared. Together we're strong, she said as she encouraged the princesses to perform the flight of spring. The princesses gathered in the crystal courtyard. I think we can do it, Alina said to Sunburst. Of course we can, replied Sunburst. You wouldn't let a limping toad get in your way, right? Alina felt a chill run up her spine. She had never told anyone that the toad had limped. Suddenly, Alina realized that Sunburst was Laverna in disguise. But where was the real Sunburst? I think it's kind of weird how villains give out hints that they're there, disguised. I mean, that's stupid. Alina flew off to search and soon found the real Sunburst trapped underwater. Alina rescued her, and the two fairies hurried back to the Crystal Palace. Laverna transformed back into her evil self and unleashed a huge bolt of magic to destroy the first blush. Thinking quickly, Alina threw herself in front of the flower to shield it. Together we're strong, Alina called to the others. The princesses directed their magical light at her wings. All the colors shone through Alina as a bright rainbow and pushed back Laverna's evil power. Finally, in a huge explosion of light, Laverna disappeared. Look, Alina, your wings, cried Glee, pointing at Alina's new rainbow wings. The fairies had no time to lose. They directed their powers toward the fading first blush. The flower bloomed and a magical rainbow appeared. The guardian fairies awoke from their deep sleep, and Fairytopia was saved. After graduation, the princesses went home to their own lands. They would always be part of one another and remember their adventure together, especially Alina. And this is the book. Bye-bye!